Hey guys, a bit of an interesting place to do this, but I'm actually in the archaeological site of Tulumm where the Mayan temples are, and this is the most secluded spot I could find, so I thought I'd, talk about Stranger Things Season 3. I actually watched the entirety of it while on the plane, and at least to say, I liked how it had a more direct idea than Season 2. It still did have a little bit of filler, but nowhere near as much as Season 2. It had probably some of the best horror elements the show has had in a while. However, it's still slightly a watered down version of season 2. I'm not going to do an episode review of it, I'm just going to talk about the whole season. But I did enjoy it. I liked how they really did focus on the kids growing up, because when we see them, if you rewatch the first season and you watch this one, it's only been 3 years, but obviously these kids are growing up, so they're like, what the hell? Like, especially Will, like, dude, that haircut is not working for you now that you're a teenager. But I did enjoy this. I liked the how the kids were still a real good central point into it. They talked about their own issues. Will really did have that whole idea of life changing. The whole season is about things changing, with Mike and L11 being a couple. Hopper, I actually didn't like Hopper at first. I thought they turned him into the grouchy old man, and I know they were trying to make that funny, but it didn't work for a bit of it. And then he just turned into this kind of grumpy dad version of Magnum PI halfway through. So I liked him there. I thought Winona Ryder, they stretched to keep her in this because she's talking about magnets for like the first 2-3 episodes. The villain aspect of this was actually kind of cool. I did like how the Mind Flayer, what he did. Admittedly, this seemed like much more of a threat than what he was doing before. So I don't know why he didn't do this in the first place, because this was pretty disgusting. It was pretty gross. The whole morphing the bodies into something. I thought that was kind of cool. And then the Russian angle. Holy, that was cool at first, but then they never fully explain why. There's these two plots mainly. The Mind Flayer is trying to take back Hawkins, and then there's the Russians who are opening a gate to the Upside Down for reasons. You never really understand why, and that's probably one thing that I would be one of my biggest complaints, is that the Russian storyline, while constantly there, never really goes anywhere. I think that maybe they were trying to emulate what the Americans had done with it, but they never talked really about why. And I like the idea that it was a whole, like, the conspiracy angle of this whole thing. I did like it. It's makes sense for the 80s in terms of storylines and whatnot. There's a lot of good references in certain things for certain movies. Like there's a few Friday the 13th references and whatnot. I actually did like how they talked about New Coke, which my buddy Sean got Coke when they did a little promotional thing, and they released New Coke, which has been gone for almost 20 years. Like, I actually like New Coke. It's like Coke Light, if I were to describe it. But anyways, I did enjoy the season. I admit that it wasn't as standout as I was hoping it would be. I think it was better in some ways than season 2, but even then season 2 did have some better story structures, even though it did drag. Oh, that episode in season 2 that had nothing to do with the main story. I kept thinking that was going to come back. It doesn't. But I still enjoyed it. I would actually rewatch it purely because of the music. They did a lot of good music and the camera work. There's some really good camera work, lighting work done in this. And again, the horror elements. So I would say this is probably one of the scarier versions of the seasons in terms of imagery. Anyways, I am going to give Stranger Things Season 3 a 4 out of 7. I did enjoy it. I think it's an okay time, and I would watch it again. It's just, I don't know. Maybe it's because I watched it so fast, but I just didn't feel the want to watch it again as much as I did for the first season. But that just happens. Either way, I still enjoy it. I have no idea what they're going to do for season 4, because, like I said, this is a watered down version of season 2. So if they try and do the same thing again, how many times can you close the door but not close the door? So I guess they're gonna have to figure that out. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching this review. I'm gonna keep on exploring the Mayan Temple stuff here, and I guess I'll see you later. Bye.